Julie, some exciting news. Steve Goff of the Washington Post reporting that the NWSL is looking at a midsummer tournament. Not that different, it sounds like, than the MLS plan. Could start as early as late June. All 9 teams would be involved. When you first heard this idea, what was your reaction?
Great. Let's play. We all want professional sports back, of course. 9 teams in Salt Lake City, rosters of 22, lots of testing. So, I mean, on paper, it sounds good. I mean, putting it together is a whole different animal, as we're seeing. I talked to someone from the NWSL today, and they said that it's a bear. The protocols, there's 15 doctors they're talking to. They're trying to get, of course, as they should, all of these protocols in place for testing, for tracking, for tracing, for if there is a positive test, what do you do with it? How do you assure that the players are safe, the staff is safe? But in the end, I think there's a lot of want and desire from the fan base to see soccer again, of course. There's probably some pressure, I'm sure, from the sponsorship and broadcast rights side to play some games. And the NWSL feels with a small league with 9 teams versus, say, a 26-team league in MLS, that they're able to pull something off like this.
It's a unique opportunity, Julie, isn't it, for the NWSL? If they get this announcement out in the next couple days, they'd be the first U.S. pro sports league to announce a comeback date. When we look at where women's soccer fits into the discussion of sports in the United States, how important would it be, do you think, for the NWSL to be leading the way?
I think it'd be great to get a jump on that. We've seen from the Bundesliga how important that is, and everyone's following that and watching that, and it's the only content out there outside of a few golf events and NASCAR. But I also think it comes with great responsibility, and that you got to get it right, and you got to get it right for the players. And right now, having talked to a player on the national team, there is some hesitation that is there enough time in preseason to get fit so that they're not risking injury? Are the protocols all in place? And so you kind of have you have a real enthusiasm, of course, for the players to want to play for their fans and want to play for the sponsors and keep the league afloat. But you also have, as it seems very natural as well and understandable, that hesitation of, but is this the right time? And are we doing this right? And so I think there's various camps that you're finding players fall into on the national team of, yeah, I'm all in, to, I'm a little hesitant, I need to see more, I need the process to play out a little more. And then I'm sure you're going to have a few national teamers who are, I'm not comfortable with this. And how that looks for the league and how they handle the messaging on that is going to be important as well. But I think everyone would agree we want to get out there and they want to be playing again. It's whether they can do it in a safe, responsible manner.
Julie, you mentioned the women's national team players. Steve Goff reported something similar to what you're saying, that there were some women's national team players who were not completely bought in on this idea. All 23 of the World Cup champions play in the NWSL. That is not a small or minor detail. Just how much say will these U.S. players have ultimately in this decision, you think?
Well, I think it's going to be an individual decision. I asked that question, is this like either everyone's all in or they're not in? And the response and answer I got was no, it's very individual and it's very varied. I will say the NWSL was quick to point out that they've been working with the Players Association, the league's Players Association, the NWSL Players Association, that they have been talking to them on a consistent basis. They understand the hesitancy by some people. They're going to do testing before every game. They're going to, of course, make sure that they're in a safe environment in terms of where they're staying, who's coming into contact with them. So they have all those protocols that they're building out. I just think that it's hard for a player right now, with it starting into June, without having all the information in front of them to be able to, and that's what some of them are saying, to make a decision right now. And so how that frames up is going to be interesting. Do they have to have a complete roster of 22 right now to announce to go forward? Or can they delay what that roster is going to look like as people get more comfortable with the protocols and what's put in place? I think it's going to be something that's a moving target and flexible, and they have to be to ensure that players are comfortable coming in for an end of June start.
Julie, thanks for the insight. Thanks for the time. I know you're busy. Laughter Permitted podcast is available. One of the latest episodes featuring Ali Krieger and Ashlyn Harris. Make sure to download it over on the website.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.